Hello, 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 and welcome to the show. It's Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today. Previewing and reviewing the latest shows from WWE, AEW, New Japan, and everything in between every Saturday, and interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox. Sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, that guy, James Shea, alongside the leader of Squash Squad, Kaliko Yachts.
Back with a vengeance, and I must say, name the G1 after Okada. Fuck CM Punk. And I miss you guys, man. Miss you guys.
And we miss you too, man. And the American Scooter Dust.
Yeah, I just finished my set live at Camp Lejeune. Free water for everybody in the crowd.
And if you like what we're doing, you listened to our interview last week with Pancakes and Cosmo Orion. Two great guys that are very early, still in their early stages of their career. Fantastic interviews with both of them. Now, Swiddle?
Yes, but only one of them is delicious.
Absolutely. And that might just be Jason Momoa. What what reference is that? Well, you're gonna have to listen to both interviews to see. Um, and of course, we got a new set of interviews coming up this week for you. This Tuesday, we got Kat Von Hoos. Honestly, at this point, in my opinion, a legend in Canadian wrestling.
Oh, yes. I mean, we're so practically in. Yeah, we're practically in Canada by how much we've done with Limitless that we just gotta go into Canada at this point.
Well, you definitely feel like you are in Canada listening to this interview.
Oh yes. Those Tony Condello stories. If you don't know who he is, look him up. You will love it. And it's not every day on Wrestling With where we get to hear somebody say, "Oh, I was talking with Edge about this guy."
Yeah, and if that doesn't whet your appetite, we talk all things pro wrestling, including a rivalry with her husband, being a professional bowler at one point in her life, and a lot more. We definitely recommend that interview. And this Wednesday, Billy Tipton. Great guy. A lot of fun stories and information, including but not limited to Dr. Tom Pritchard, Kane, Undertaker, and so much more. So join us this Tuesday and Wednesday for those interviews. And coming up, I believe, on the 19th is Erica Torres. So, yeah, big things are happening for wrestling. Alright, now that we're done putting ourselves over, it was not a great day for wrestling as somebody in the wrestling community has once again passed away. This time,
Oh,
Sara Lee.
oh
Um,
man.
the name sounds familiar to you. She won Tough Enough, I believe 2015 when they rebooted it with Chris Jericho, The Miz, Page, and it's just one of those things where it just sucks. That's all you can really say about it. She was 30 years old. Um, Kaliko, your anything you want to say on Sarah?
Man, this stuff never gets old. And excuse my son, because he just sees myself and he's always wanted to be in here. But 30, man, that sucks. That's the one that really sucks. Like it's just like you haven't even lived up. I mean, you're just getting in the groove of life at 30, and I think that's the sucky part. And then she leaves behind three kids, relatively young,
and
and your heart just breaks for them because
and
now it's like how to move forward, and this.
and she was her husband was Weston Blake.
That's right.
Yeah,
Um,
so married, leaving behind a man and three kids.
like, like it, oh, I mean the the cause they're saying is a cardiac arrhythmia. Um, it's um, and by the way, yes, Weston Blake is Blake and Murphy. Uh, from NXT
Yep.
and the Forgotten Sons. God, this is oh, absolutely just it. I don't know what to say to this. That it's tragic. It's just absolutely tragic.
Right. And we talked about, Antonio Inoki last week, you know, um, 79 lived a full life. Like, you couldn't be upset with that passing. And this is just the exact opposite. And that just really sucks.
Yeah, and honestly, I just feel bad because it's just there's young children, man. It's just like, and especially when they're that age or that they kind of know better, and they start to know about it, and then boom, it's over, and now it's like that piece.
Yeah. Honestly, our thoughts and prayers with our Twitter friends and family are so. Alright, on to an interesting bit of news. We're getting new announcers on SmackDown and Raw.
Yes.
On SmackDown, we are getting Wade Barrett and Michael Cole, and on Raw, we will be getting Corey Graves and, I believe his name's Patrick Clark?
Kevin Patrick.
Kevin
Not
Patrick.
not not the Velveteen Dream. Jesus.
That wasn't on purpose. I'm gonna say.
I know. I don't know.
Kevin
That makes it
Patrick.
worse or better. Jeez.
Well, I mean, just keeping Patrick Clark away from wrestling is better. So yes. So
Uh,
Kevin Patrick's fantastic. Um,
uh,
let's let's start with SmackDown. Obviously, Pat
well,
McAfee is not going to be on commentary for a while. I'm actually not. It's not terrible to have Wade Barrett and Michael Cole. I think it's gonna work. What say you, Felipe?
Yeah, because Wade Barrett, he actually kind of he's seasoned in NXT, so it's not like it's gonna be a big gap for him to learn. He's pretty good. His voice is solid too, so he's got that deep, solid voice where like when you're talking, when he's talking, you're gonna listen. This shakeup on these mics have always been kind of been a long time coming, right? So
yeah, well, it depends on the only one that actually got fired. Uh,
Yeah.
well, Nigel's gone too. So Nigel McGuinness is gone, and Jimmy
yeah,
Smith is gone.
yeah, but it's how Jimmy Smith learned he was being fired. That's the story.
Yes, which is absolutely terrible.
I mean,
Yeah, he's talking to Matt Riddle about is mentioning Daniel Cormier for the fight pit, and on Raw they acted like Daniel Cormier was a big reveal when it was already announced for some reason. But Matt Riddle and Jimmy Smith are talking about how Matt Riddle out-wrestled John Jones twice and Cormier didn't. And Smith wanted to use that line for the match at Extreme Rules. And Triple H, when Smith goes to tell Triple H that you have to kind of get it approved, he goes, "Okay, give that line to Michael Cole." It's like, wait, what do you mean give it to Cole? I'm calling the match on Saturday. And that's when Triple H realized he made a boo-boo.
You're still working it out, pal.
I mean, I'm not gonna say it. I'm gonna miss him. But it was a little bit clear that Smith's voice was not for pro wrestling. MMA I can understand, but there was just something like, it was like his excitement always sounded forced. While Cole, Corey, even McAfee and Barrett, you could sense the excitement in their voice that it's more than a job for them. Even Byron Saxton, who quite honestly is probably the one I'm most angry about, because he's being relegated to backstage interviews now. He and fucking Kevin Patrick have switched places, which is kind of screwed up.
Well, maybe he wasn't the best on Raw commentary, but he was, tolerable. He was better than we're gonna need a bigger boat guy.
I mean, he and Corey played so well off of each other. That was the dynamic. And you have the straight man in the middle. That's what old school WWE was. You had the brain as the smart ass. You had the the straight guy, which was usually Vince or Gorilla, and you had the foil to Heenan's smartass, which was either Lord Alfred Hayes, or Randy Savage, um, Rob Bartlett. Rob Bartlett. We want to forget about Rob Bartlett. Even in WCW, Heenan, Shivani, Tenay. I mean, it's like, and you can't. If somebody doesn't rag on Saxton for this demotion, I'm gonna be shocked.
Saxton's a good trooper. He does what he needs to be told to do.
I mean, if somebody calls him like, "Wow, Kathy Kelly, you've changed." Like, how'd you become a 6-foot black man?
So that's one name I'm excited to see back, Kathy Kelly. But
Oh, her and Finn will be awkward, but okay.
what?
Wanted to know what her first interaction with Finn was.
Well, it certainly wasn't a coup de grace.
True
Well,
that.
anyway, whether you like them or you hate them, Jimmy Smith did his job. And
I would have preferred Jimmy Smith's.
I mean, he did such a great job, and even being a constant professional, filming Obi-Wan Kenobi while still doing commentary, absolute professional.
Yes. Oh, I was gonna be so pissed off if you didn't take it there, James. Oh,
Yeah, constant professional.
I mean, he was better than Adam, man. But he has a radio show with that Sirius XM, and
yeah,
when you hear him talk about MMA, you could tell there's a difference.
yeah.
So like it's just one of those things where he tried to put the MMA element in it, but
He's gonna be
it's
alright.
I mean he's got a radio show, he's fine.
Yeah.
But this guy, he better step it the fuck up. I know this much.
I mean,
Because Corey Graves will run laps around that motherfucker.
yeah. I mean, the British are coming. The British are coming.
Isn't Patrick Irish still?
The Great British are coming. The Great British are coming. The UK is.
The UK, the EU, what is it?
Also, Kevin Patrick. How do I put it? Nerd! You want to give him such a wedgie.
And I could understand that because, obviously Wade Barrett, he's established pro wrestler, respected. Yeah, he's got a deep voice, but it works. Kevin Patrick,
He's got the excitement. He's got to learn. He's got to learn from Corey.
do you think that he's going to have the time to learn from him, especially since his first day on the job is Extreme Rules?
Oh, I think Corey's going to guide him through. I mean, I rag on Corey all the time. Kayfabe, I call him an asshole, but Corey really is one of the nicest people in the business. And this is the only time I'll say that. But
it will be edited out, don't worry.
I can't imagine Corey wouldn't want to have just one person to play off of, because I think Corey does a little bit better when he's only playing off one person. And now when that new person is supposed to be the straight man, it's gonna be interesting. I hope they make it a year.
I'd say they make it 2 months, maybe 3, at best. What say you, Kaliko? Oh.
You're giving the commentary team 2 to 3 months?
So Trey Fitty for James.
Damn, not even 3 months.
Just the two of them, yes. I do feel like they're going to possibly add somebody in maybe the next 2 to 3 weeks.
So, what will last longer, this team or Ariana Grande's next marriage?
She was married?
Yeah, to Pete friggin' Davidson.
Really?
No, she never married him. They
yes,
were
she did.
Engaged.
Oh, they absolutely got married.
Really? The same Pete Davidson that was walking Kardashian?
Yeah, the same Pete Davidson that's Kate Beckinsale and Kim Kardashian. How the... On that, I will.
Alright,
Give it up. Give it up
so
for the regular guys.
Uh,
that will be on our next show, Wrestling with Entertainment Tonight. Uh,
Oh God.
Wait, no. Wait, I just went to the NBA theme. Maybe because they were both written by John Tesh.
so let's go back to the commentary teams. It just seems like obviously when you go to AEW, you're gonna get Excalibur, Tony Schiavone and Taz. New Japan, Tony Schiavone, no, Kevin Kelly and um, Chris Charlton. There's all these established commentary teams that work, and it just seems like WWE are still just looking for that next Jim Ross and King duo.
I
I
don't
mean,
think that's. Yeah.
they ain't looking for that because honestly, they're looking for somebody who could call it with enthusiasm. The
Yeah.
fact that a football player came in and outshined everybody is a problem.
Yeah, I don't think that's a bad thing. Trying out new teams. I mean, it worked well for a long time because two people they gelled together. Honestly, I don't think Tony Schiavone, Taz, and Excalibur gel together. I think Taz and Excalibur are fucking hilarious when they're not on actual TV. When they're doing Dark and Dark Elevation, and they literally stop giving a shit. It's some of the funniest stuff I've ever heard.
What?
But you gotta, it's not about finding a permanent replacement. It's about finding their sea legs, so to speak. It's not a bad idea. I mean, the guy who was on God, was he on NXT, or did he show up on Raw and I just thought he sounded like Jimmy Smith? Guru Raj, or is it I can't remember his name now.
The guy that said about we're gonna need a bigger boat.
Yeah, I don't want to say he was Indian, but
I mean, he might have been.
I think he was. I can't remember his dang name. It's not Guru Raj. Guru Raj is a wrestler.
Yeah.
It was like Shah Gur or something like that.
You're asking the
Akan.
wrong guy, man. You know me with names.
Yeah. I mean,
Sudu Shah.
that's it. That is it. I mean, next I want to see Shanky on commentary, though.
I would definitely watch that. Because Shanky shakes.
I mean, Shanky the Giant. Hey,
Hey, why not?
he's got the hair going. I mean, everybody want a peanut?
Next up, Andrade got in a fight with Sammy Guevara backstage at AEW this Wednesday. It came
I heard that, and the first thing I thought about is that guy that had the sign that said "Hire an HR expert." Just like, yo, we understand the assignment, us as fans, man.
Well, I mean, HR or PR? because human resources, but public relations.
I mean, yes,
Yeah, yes to all of.
yes, yes, yes.
Well, the fight comes off some comments Andrade made during an interview saying that Sammy um, complained that he hits too hard during the match. Sammy responded on Twitter saying that no, I'm backtracking here. Andrade then confronted Guevara and said that does he have any issues with him? Which Guevara responded, no, I don't. Um, Sammy went to Twitter and said that that conversation never happened, and that Andrade is just trying to get fired so he could go back to WWE. There was a conversation with both men and Tony Khan saying, don't get into a fight. They got into a fight. Apparently, Sammy um, did not throw any punches, but Andrade did get two good punches into Guevara.
And Andrade got sent home. Or,
Andrade about that life.
Yeah. So what's the? It seems like just when the dust is kind of settling on the Punk and Elite situation, and Guevara and
That
Impact and
dust ain't
Guevara
settled.
and
Fuck you.
Kingston and Guevara and
and the TNT title, Jizz. Um,
yeah, it just seems like every time the dust is kind of settling, some new shit comes up.
Sammy Guevara is gonna have a Scott Pilgrim gimmick in a minute.
You might not
Is
be wrong about that.
With him fighting everybody. Like,
So what say you, Kaliko? What are your thoughts on the fight? AEW kind of going into chaos, and the thought process that Andrade is actually trying to get himself fired here.
uh, well, considering I missed the last month, I guess I could make this a pattern because it's just crazy that AEW. I told everybody you either gonna die the hero or live long enough to be the villain, and in AEW's case, they started bringing in all these WWE dudes who are running in politics over the homegrown mom and pop shop. It's like, and that shit's not gonna fly, especially with a locker room that's already is really. I'm not gonna say it's more informal in a sense, right? And me saying that it's informal because Chris Jericho, I met when I wasn't here, Chris Jericho pops promos about this is my locker room. So it's getting to the point where AEW is starting to people are watching AEW to see how the real drama unfolds rather than the actual wrestling, if that makes sense.
Yeah,
And that's where you don't want to be because as much as we say shit about like and it doesn't help that Triple H jumps in and kind of gives a boost of morale for WWE because he's already then made sure like hey everybody who got fired bring that ass back type deal. So because he already has a master plan, so people are already seeing like think of you're at AEW, you see Triple H there, you knew Triple H had your back, and you're like sitting here in this environment is not really like constructed with infrastructure or discipline, and that's where like as much as people want to bitch about WWE, they're pretty disciplined when it comes to that shit that pops off in the back. You know what I mean?
right.
For better or for worse. And this is the part where it's you would think someone like a Jericho or a Christian or a Henry or a Big Show or you see what I'm saying? All these people who would kind of like calm it down, but you it's actually it hasn't. It's gotten worse. And that's not good at all because people are I mean wrestling fans are watching it for the dirt sheets now. I can't even tell you the last time someone brought up an actual good match.
No, yeah, you're right. But is there people behaving badly so they could get fired?
For Andrade, it didn't feel like a good fit when he first got there in the first place.
But that's
I
not,
don't think he was a fit to be there in the first place because as long as he was with Charlotte, you knew he was gonna be, and as soon as he married Charlotte, you kind of knew where that was gonna go. It's kind of like it's like a house divided, and that's the problem too because people are like, especially with couples, like Adam Cole, it worked with Cole and Baker, but Cole eventually flipped over, and you can make the argument vice versa, right?
right.
So, I mean, is he trying to go back? Maybe, because hell, his wife's there. I wouldn't. Well, who wouldn't want to be back with their wife and traveling with their wife, right? I mean, but there's ways to go about it, and just fill out your contract and wait till you get where you need to go, man. But all that Sammy shit about being over and da 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 da, it's just crazy. But what else can you say?
What say you, Scooter?
Yeah, from the get-go, Andrade really did seem out of place, and it he kind of got shoehorned into a managerial role that he clearly did not want to be in.
The private
And
party and the butcher and the blade.
I mean, and then finding out that you have to join your stable up with Matt Hardy because there's I mean there aren't enough teams already. Um, let's just combine stables. I mean that's what AEW doing randomly. It's what they do best. I mean, what other reason do Alex Reynolds and John Silver have to be in the Dark Order? They really don't, when you think about it. And Andrade as a businessman, he's second generation luchador.
Yeah.
He he should have been what he should have been Alberto Del Rio, but done right. And now he's just Alberto Del Rio without the criminal record.
Damn, the criminal record. That's fucked up. I will agree with you on not the I don't agree with the Alberto Del Rio part, but I agree in the sense they should have used that heritage a lot more. But I, to hit Scooter's point home even more, name a great match Andrade had in AEW, and I can name two that he had in NXT.
I'm assuming
I can
you
name
mean
more in NXT than he did his whole couple years here.
I can name one that happened in a hotel room with the lights out.
Doo-dum.
on the opposite end of that spectrum, Sammy Guevara. It seems like Sammy is more trouble than he's worth, considering how many incidents he's had at this point. Should AEW just cut bait at this point? If he matures in the next couple of years, maybe bring him back. But
They won't. They won't cut him. They absolutely won't.
what
He's
a W? I
he.
don't see WWE picking him up.
Yeah, I don't see AEW releasing him ever, which is, I think, a main reason why Sammy has not faced discipline. Sammy is one of the few that they could say he came from AEW. Yeah, they're not. No, I didn't know who the hell Sammy Guevara was before AEW. So now, whether or not, I mean, would there be a chance on WWE picking him up if AEW were to release him? Maybe if they ask Cody's opinion about it, but he's an AEW mainstay. He's going to be, you know, yeah. He's like MJF, except Tony actually wants to do business with him.
And as long as AEW continues offering him contracts, he's not stupid enough to deny those contracts, right?
Nope, nope.
What say you, Felico? Felico?
I am here. Sammy's young though, so I mean they're gonna keep the young guy, and put the young guy that's over and who's under Jericho's what's the word I'm looking for?
Protege.
Graces. He's under his graces, so why wouldn't I mean they're gonna? He's young. They're gonna pin it up to immaturity. Vice Andrade, he's the outcast. It's day ones versus outcast. At this point, AEW is day ones versus WWE.
If
That's literally the bar, and Moxley somehow is the tweener, but he was day one, so shit, can't really fuck with him.
see, but now MJF is becoming the tweener. But uh, but if we see Sammy come out during a commercial break with his signs, and it's just ripping on Andrade, like I could see Sammy during one of their picture breaks pulling out his signs and one just being, "Oh, I had sex with Charlotte," just to get under the skin, because I think Sammy knows what he's doing. He's the one who will act like the devil but pretend to be an angel.
Hmm. But, Felico brought up a point. He is awful, but isn't he awful for the wrong reasons? I mean, they hate him not because he's doing a bang up job being a heel in the ring. He's awful because, as a heel, because people can't stand his exploits outside of the ring. And that's kind of what made him a heel to start all of this. With the whole Take Conte thing. No?
Oh, that's yeah, I'd say so. Yeah.
What say you, Kaliko? Is there a wrong type of over? And is Sammy Guevara it?
I feel like he's the border, right? Like if they don't let him go, then I don't know what's gonna happen. But I don't think they're gonna let him go. They invested too much in him, so it wouldn't make sense.
Oh.
So if in the sense of Andrade versus Sammy, Andrade will gladly take that L.
Well, it's funny because it seems like AEW, the people that they should have booked when they had them, they're not. They're booking them now to make them happy, but they're not happy because they want to go back to WWE. And the people that do want to be booked aren't being booked. Case in point, FTR. They had a match. I believe it was last week in England for New Japan, and they got on the mic and literally said, "Tony, we work for you. Book us." Literally calling their boss out on different show. What are your thoughts on the comments by FTR and the talent that does actually want to be there and not being used? Kaliko.
Who's being used again?
Well, Andrade, before he got suspended, other people, but FTR not being used.
But I mean, that's always been the issue with AEW. They got like 3 shows, and they use like you can't. They're trying to get the point where everybody's gonna be on TV, but everybody can't be on TV because there's only a certain amount of people that could be there. And FTR is your best tag team. Andrade is a good technical hand, but you still got people that who we haven't seen in months, like on milk
Cole?
cartons. So it's like a rotation to keep it fresh and keep it injury. But the thing is that you got to also keep up with the storyline in that arc, and it's like they're trying to do too much to get that. I could see if they were touring on the road and doing house shows, but they don't do that. So what's the point of having all this stacked roster? You're not going to use them all.
What say you, Stu?
Yeah, and it's. Honestly, I agree with Kaliko. And honestly, I don't know if there's really any more to say to that.
Alright. Well, all last bit of news. Ricky the Dragon Steamboat will be getting back inside the Square Circle at I believe he's 69? Yes.
Nice.
Yeah. He's getting back in the ring one more time for one more
Uh,
match.
just 13 years after his last one. And then that it was 15. That last match was 15 years after his last one before that. So in 13 years, he's had 2 matches. He'll have 2 matches.
He's got that Brock Lesnar schedule going on. Um, just why and do we really need another Ricky the Dragon Steamboat match? We know he's great. We don't really need to see it. But what say you, Scooter?
I mean, if they, pour Icy Hot in his underwear and pants him, maybe that'll be good for a laugh. Um, like, like it's he's got to start like calling himself Ricky the Silver Fox Steamboat. I mean, because I mean, is he gonna be dragging himself to the ring now?
No, you did. No, you did.
Oh, I did, and I expect somebody to make I'm gonna be dragging these nuts thing.
Dragon Ball Steamboat.
I'm gonna be dragging these balls,
Dragon Ball Z.
uh, and I'm gonna hit you with the Kamiyamama. I mean Kamiyahaha.
Oh God. Oh, God help us.
Satan help us.
Why do you think he agreed to do this but not the Ric Flair last match? Because he was
Um,
supposed to do that.
Because did you see that match? I wouldn't want to be in that shit either. Fuck
uh,
you mean?
I can only assume Tony is holding one of his family members hostage.
It's not for AEW.
I didn't say which Tony.
Tony Storm is holding his family hostage?
I mean, when you gotta make that OnlyFans content,
Oh gosh.
It's getting harder.
this is, wait, then who? What promotion is he having it for?
Just for lack of a better term, an outlaw mud show.
An outlaw mud show.
What?
It's a
Is
big
that like
indie
an
event.
is that the like is that the name of the actual promotion, or is that just like the name for somebody puts a ring down and says, oh yeah, we're gonna have a, a show right here, because that's what that sounds like.
Yeah, that sounds like some.
Like a pop up show.
More or less, it's just some jabroni independent show. Is what I'm getting at.
Uh, I mean, unless he's wrestling his son, um, yeah, there's no need for a 69-year-old man to get back in the ring. I mean,
We can't say shit when Sting's out here fucking dragging his fucking back to the shit.
yes, but at least Sting has been at least consistently in the ring. See, again,
And they protect him as
Steamboat.
well.
It's been 13 years.
You could say his body actually he saved himself. You can make the argument he saved himself.
It's because he stopped wrestling. He's gotten those extra 13 years.
You know what I mean?
I mean,
I would like to see him. He aged gracefully, so it ain't like he
yeah.
fucking.
And let us not forget that, he had that 10-man tag the night after WrestleMania 25, where he teamed with CM Punk.
And
He did.
he had a singles match against Chris
That's
Jericho.
with Jericho at Backlash. Yep.
Yeah.
See, so he could still. I think he would. I think he'd be okay. He
Mm,
knows his limits. His body's not worn like everybody else's shit.
let's
And
see. So are we gonna be like? Let's see. So Steamboat 88 versus Steamboat 09 versus Steamboat 22. Which vintage do we like?
Jesus. Well, let's see. Let's. The jury's still out on Steamboat 22, but Steamboat '09 was not that bad. It was
No.
actually pretty solid,
I
all
mean,
things considered.
Ricky Steamboat is an acceptable substitute for Mickey Rourke. So because that was supposed to be Mickey Rourke. So
Yes, it was.
So just saying.
You said you'd like to see Ricky versus his son. Kaliko, who could Ricky the Dragon have a match with right now? Who should be his
Who
opponent?
who's fucking left? That's the question. I feel like I mean, who would be safe enough to work him, but tough enough to give him a challenge in the indies, right? I mean, because personally, I would like to see like Legend Killer days and just Orton Steamboat, but
Hmm.
um,
put him with Jay Lethal.
Lethal, yeah, Lethal's a good choice. Lethal just handled Flair with kid gloves, so I guess he's got Jerry Lawler's still out there wrestling, so shit, it ain't like.
I mean, the man who had a heart attack live on the air is still stuffing his face with fast food and whatnot. So,
Yeah, so I mean, you got that. I mean,
The
it's
obvious
not.
choice is Ric Flair.
No, no, Rick, no, not after that shit. No,
I mean,
no.
but doesn't Steamboat have like almost as many ex-wives as Ric Flair?
Yeah, he's working on it. He worked. Yeah, you're right. Shit, he might
Isn't
be
So,
at
there.
least two?
so you know what? let's do. You might as well do a father and son tag team match.
Against
Oh
Jimmy Jay and Jeff
gosh.
Jarrett.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5. He had
Jerry and
5.
Jeff.
He had
Jerry and
5
Jeff.
wives. Holy shit. 5 time. 5 time. 5 time.
5 wives. 5 wives.
5 wives.
5
5
wives.
wives. 5 wives.
Mormons look at him and go, "What the fuck?"
I mean, it's debatable.
I mean, if Daddy Ass wasn't busy scissoring, I'd
Jesus
say
Christ.
I'd say do Ricky and Richie against Billy and Austin.
I mean, maybe Arn. No, Arn. Do
Ar-
Arn got
Ar- Arn and
Arn's.
Brock. No, Arn is like you. Holy shit! Emma Stone's at the Mets game. Arn is like Brett. If you give him one really bad move, he's dead, man.
I'm trying to think. I can't
What?
think of a father son.
I mean,
Uh,
no,
uh,
no, you can't do Cowboy Bob and Randy.
you know,
Oh, ah,
Ray and Dominic.
I was gonna say Seth and Rue, but
uh, uh, I'm trying to. I can't even. Yeah.
oh, no, I was gonna say Gangrel
And the
and
Diaz?
and Diaz.
The
I
fuck?
mean, what about
And, the Rock and the Rockette,
Rock and Rocket?
Ava Reigns.
Oh gosh,
No,
Sika and Roman, Rikishi and the Uso.
that could work.
that I mean, do you think Rikishi could pop out another identical Uso, another Irish twin?
I think he's got one that's on the indie scene. So I mean, they all look alike.
I mean, you could. You know what? You could probably
Oh,
oh God, what the hell? And I worked with him too. Oh God, dang it. Um. Oh my God, he was part of. He was going to be a part of Legacy. He's another. Is he another Fatu?
Yes, he is about
L-
that
l-
too. I can't
yeah,
remember
yeah.
his name.
I think. Oh my God, why can't I remember his name? Oh,
He usually
damn
really,
it. Oh, wasn't it? Didn't he go as like Lance Fatu or?
usually really on this. I know who you're talking about. But I,
Yeah, it's yeah, yeah, it's it's a Lance on a Y, which I believe is Roman's cousin more than
still
The
is
Rock.
Roman's
Alpha.
cousin.
Yeah. What he was? It's Alpha Junior. That's what he was. Oh God, but what the hell did he go by in WWE? I can't remember now.
Yeah, I can't remember myself. Okay. Um. So yeah, lots of matches for Ricky the Dragon to do. If he just wants to make a whole store out of it.
Manu. That was his name. Manu.
Ginobili?
Yeah. No, I do remember that. Alright.
He was the forgotten third member of Legacy.
Really?
He was kind of the unofficial member. They teased it, but he never really became
Yeah, and so was Sim Snuka.
Oh. Okay then.
You know, Domino, Deuce and Domino, or was he
Deuce
Deuce?
and Domino.
Usually Domino will Snooker's kids.
No, one of them was Snooker's kids.
Wow, I didn't know that. Alright, so we're hours away from Extreme Rules. Um, do you think we'll be seeing the White Rabbit at Extreme Rules, Scooter?
Oh yes, we will. Uh, because in the let okay. So I went over this with Ryan Dust in great detail, and we didn't even look at Ryan Satin's stuff, but we got the clue on Monday. We went through it. I ended up finding the magic eye picture that I stared into for like 20 to 30 minutes straight, and I got MTAM lowercase j 1 equals, and that turned into base 64 code for 10/08/22, which is today's date. Uh, in the most recent and presumably the last uh, piece to this puzzle, there was a 15-second video clip. Uh, but only the last 2 seconds mattered. Why? Because of Huskus the pig from the Firefly Funhouse. So yes, I believe we will be seeing Bray Wyatt. I believe we will see Bray Wyatt leading the Schism. I believe we're going to see a new Wyatt family.
Alright, well, that being said, I don't feel like they're just going to say, hey, here's Bray Wyatt. He's going to possibly attack somebody.
Well, well,
So, who does Bray Wyatt go after?
first on my mind is Seth. You 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 put Riddle and Rollins. You know, I mean, they've recreated the fight pit. Uh, it's almost Hell in a Cell. Just inside out. Um, and you can finally put an end to Riddle and Rollins. You can't go any further with this, especially when all the gimmick matches are taking place. Especially with apparently that we're still getting TLC.
In December.
Yeah. Um. So I think we're going to see. It's either we're going to see Bray Wyatt, or we're going to see a more legit sign that it is Bray Wyatt.
What say you, Kuliko? Do you think the White Rabbit is Bray Wyatt? And if he is coming to Extreme Rules, who is his first target?
That's a great. You know he's coming, But who would he attack first? I mean,
There's one obvious.
I think the only reason I'm against Riddle and Seth match getting broken because I feel like
Oh
that's a
no, it wouldn't get broken. It
I,
would end first.
so you're thinking that because Riddle would have to get the win
Yes.
and then he comes after Seth, but Seth is over.
Yes, but there's been some talk about how Bray was really disappointed with how their last match ended.
I think that
The Hell in a Cell.
Oh yeah,
I,
that's
fe-
right.
I think that would be I personally I think that would be a Mania match.
But it's a little bit it's poetic though because it's Seth's trapped inside a cage. You know the other possibility is if they
Braun.
can is Braun if they can figure out where to put him on the card.
And that's what I was thinking, Braun, because Braun's not gonna have nothing to do after after he's done with the
Alpha Academy.
at Alpha Academy. So I mean,
I'm surprised we're not getting like a tug of war or a truck pull.
we know damn well Otis ain't pulling no goddamn. He ain't pulling no goddamn truck.
What about
Um,
Edge?
maybe Edge, maybe Drew.
Maybe Carrion?
No,
No.
no. If anything, he aligns with Carrion. Um, I'd say Loomis.
Yeah, Loomis is stuck with Miz.
You could have a hell of a stare off between Loomis and Wyatt.
True.
That would be entertaining, and they wouldn't have to say a damn thing.
Isn't Orton coming back from injury?
No,
No, he's not.
no. In fact, they think his career may be over.
Ah,
See, and you know what? I brought up this whole situation on how I think Aleister Black is lying, and that he's not actually still with AEW. And I have this weird situation in my mind where somebody it's somebody hijacking the White Rabbit, and it turns out no. And I had this idea that Aleister Black was the White Rabbit, but Bray then also shows up. But Aleister is dressed in his own rabbit mask that has fiend quality features. I mean, I'm not opposed to considering that the binary code from the Clue spelled out Gacy last week, and the fact that um, the schism has a female member. Um, it it screams new Wyatt family. Um, and again, Seth being trapped in the cage, it just seems poetic, like what would be, expected, because will want to root for Bray.
Yeah.
They'll want to sing for Seth, but they'll want to root for Bray.
but I think it's one of those things where He's in that dichotomy where no matter who he attacks, they're gonna freaking cheer for him. So,
See, this is why I'm thinking there's a second return in there that we're not figuring out.
Right, and that was Alistair, but there could be somebody we're overlooking as well.
Yeah, that's the other thing is that there's yeah, I'm thinking this is like Undertaker's return in 2011, and then before Undertaker says a word, Triple H shows up, and they just have a staring contest. But we know exactly what they're saying to each other.
mm,
Well, I mean, obviously this is never going to happen, but that would have. I feel like that could have been great, Bray and Luke Harper, but that's not going to happen.
I mean, I'm trying to think who, if he comes back, you're thinking if he's coming back, he's not coming back alone?
I
I,
I don't think he is coming back alone. I think he's coming with Joe Gacy and the former grizzled young veterans.
oh man, I miss the grizzled young veterans.
Well, I mean, they're still there. They're just wearing weird contacts and
Oh, they gave him the
yeah,
the ascension contacts.
no, the concussion contacts, where one pupil is dilated and the other isn't. That's in it. That is a permanent concussion indicator.
Oh Lord, then belay my last.
Speaking of NXT, it's rumored that Toxic Attraction is done in NXT and they're going to be moving up to the main roster.
No shit, they should have been on.
I mean, they have been
Yeah, I
a number
mean,
of weeks.
they just got hurt. Like, I mean, if it wasn't for that, I felt like Toxic Attraction would have won that tag title tournament if they hadn't got hurt.
Mm.
Debatable.
At least the finals, minimum finals.
But my question is, if this was a couple of weeks ago, I've been all for it. It would have made sense. That they would have made a great dominant team. But now that we have them as control, does it really make sense to feature them if they're not going to be a major players? Because we got a trios of Bailey, Kai, and Sky.
But
Scooter,
I think
the Pelican.
they're gonna lean towards Raw though.
Well, I mean,
They're
that's
leaning.
controls on both shows.
Yeah, they appear on both shows, but they're tweening more towards Raw than SmackDown. So SmackDown needs a female group that's gonna stay.
It comes down to who offers the better shoes.
Rachel.
You know what? Gigi loves a pair of shoes.
She sure does. Alright, that'll conclude our coverage of the news. Now, and in a couple hours, we'll be doing Extreme Rules. Scooter, how do you listen to Extreme Rules?
Well, if you're blonde, get the Stevie Wonder Braille version. But if you are, a sane person like the rest of us, you of course listen to it on the remix on YouTube, a premium audio companion experience for all your WWE alternate commentary needs of premium live events.
Okay, and now a quick word from our sponsors.
The only gaming drink company in the world with 4 unique product lines to suit your task at hand, whether it be juices, shakes, smoothies, and everything else in between. Their low calorie, no sugar energy formula is the perfect alternative to sugar filled canned energy drinks and sodas. Their extreme formula provides the most energy, focus, and sports performance possible. Their hydration line offers focus, ingredients without the added caffeine. Drink it anytime you're thirsty. And their shake formula is so delicious. Who doesn't love a cookies and cream, 0-calorie energy milkshake? First and foremost, they've designed every Rogue product line with performance and effectiveness in mind. It is critical that you look at the nutrition panels of drinks when comparing options. There are countless off-brands out there that are presenting low-quality, poorly dosed formulas that amount to expensive caffeine water. Every formula they produce is designed with optimal levels of high-quality ingredients. Additionally, you won't find a powdered gaming drink brand that dissolves better. No need to have chalky textures in your drink. Their taste profiles are unmatched, specifically designed for gamers, athletes, students, entrepreneurs, people with hectic schedules, individuals with low energy, podcasters who can't shut up, people who are health conscious, and so much more. Great as both a pre-workout and as a coffee energy drink replacement. Specifically designed every Rogue product line to be the best gaming drink on the planet. Rogue Energy, more focus, more wins.
Use promo code WrestlingWithE for 10% off your next purchase. And we are wrestling with New Japan Pro Wrestling's Declaration of Power. It's Monday, October 10th. And there's a couple big matches, but Coleco, how is New Japan going to respond since this is the first show since the passing of Antonio Inoki?
Honestly, Japan, if WWE does it right with their passings, I think New Japan would probably be a close second.
Yeah.
But this is more like a country representative type of deal. So I think it's going to be all about Inoki.
Here's the thing. I don't think the WWE put up a graphic for him at all.
No, they did.
No.
It was during the show. It wasn't at the top of the show.
I mean, did they make his reign as WWF champion official?
No, they did not.
Well, then fuck it. I mean, let us also not forget that Inoki has been made honorary New Japan chairman.
That's impressive. That's cool honor to get the
I mean, it's.
Oh, because of TV. I'm going to plug it somewhere else, though.
But I mean,
well, built in the 60s. Yeah,
I think the bigger question is,
I got it.
Is Kushida contagious?
You can't put it in that one.
What is that?
Yeah.
There is no one.
Kushida has hand, foot, and mouth disease.
I'm sure.
That's right. I heard about that.
Yes.
He's still scheduled to be on the show.
He's not cleared. He has been removed.
Oh, Kushida?
Yep.
Yeah, he's not clear.
Okay, I didn't see that. But, yeah.
God damn it.
Well, let's get through some of the matches that are coming up. The first match on the card is a six-man tag match of Dookie, Yoshinobu Kanemaru, and El Desperado versus David Finlay, Robbie Eagles, and the first time returning to Japan from his excursion, Ren Narita. Kaliko, is this really the best place to put Ren Narita in his first match back in the company?
Considering the shit that's happening above, it kind of it's the shuffle, you know. I mean, think about it. It wasn't like,
right?
well, Dookie's Dookie, but anywho's, but for Narita anyway, because I mean, Homecoming, they're just honestly, if this is the first match, then it's a good first match. It's a good starter. to get the people into the he's home and the feel goods. So why wouldn't it be? I don't think it's a bad placement for the match.
Okay. Well, what I'm getting at is, when Roppongi 3K came back, they won the championships their first night. Even Grandmaster Wato got, a warm homecoming and a singles match against Dookie. And it just seems like they're kind of glossing over Ren Narita at this point.
Um, I could make the argument that Naito didn't get the greatest homecoming,
Hmm,
and look how it turned out for him.
true. Alright.
So it's just a builder, because at this point, they might as well change it from New Japan Pro Wrestling to New Okada Pro Wrestling, but that's a whole nother argument for another day.
Alright. Kind of skipping over some, just provisional matches, warm up matches, whatever you want to call them. Kushida versus Taichi Ishimori is not going to happen. So, who will Ishimori wrestle? Is it just going to be moved to a tag team match, or are they going to try and entice the fans with a nice replacement? Scooter?
I mean, what is? Hmm. There's a weight limit for the junior heavyweight championship, right?
Yes.
Yes.
But it's also 220 pounds.
So who's at 220? That can...
Uh, uh, who are the other members of Aussie Empire besides Will Ospreay?
Oh, all the match prior to that is TJP and Francisco
Uh,
Akira.
uh, hmm. Oh God. Maybe they. Well, I mean, this was going to be a non-title match to begin with,
Yes.
so maybe Fale,
They are stablemates.
which would probably make it even more interesting. Watch Ibushi show up.
Oh gosh.
Oh my God. Oh my God. I mean, since he's not doing anything in America right now, the cleaner.
Oh,
Ugh.
okay. I interesting.
And I would and if he shows up, I would expect him to actually be doing an Inoki cosplay.
That would not surprise me as well.
I mean, maybe. Watch Red and Narita come back for a second match.
Oh, okay. You might be onto something there. But what say you, Kaliko?
I really want Takahashi. Liger's not doing shit. He's retired, but I could one night only. Or Red Shoes. Red Shoes is Liger. Liger is Red Shoes. So it doesn't even matter.
Oh God. God. Yu Amura.
I would love to see him squash Yoshihashi. just so he could take 2 L's in one night.
All right.
Honestly,
Well,
but they'll let us know though.
yes.
Hopefully.
Speaking of that match, the fourth match on the card is the Great O'Con and Jeff Cobb versus Hiroki Goto and Yoshihashi.
Fuck Yoshihashi, and he needs to go, and I hope he loses. There you go. No need to even ask.
He will be replaced by Hoshiyashi.
Hoshiashi.
Right. The seventh match, 60-minute time limit, provisional, the KOPW 2022 provisional match. The stipulation is who's your daddy match? Shingo Takagi versus El Phantasmo. Who wins, Scooter?
Well, I'd say Maury Povich if they brought him in for this. I mean, yeah, Takagi's gonna win, but no one's gonna say what. No one's gonna say you are my daddy. In fact, I expect the loser to say, "All right, I'll say it. I am your daddy."
Well, they obviously there's a language barrier there. So how do we know? Well, obviously, how will they know if Tasmo says, "You're my daddy"?
Well, that's where they have
Translators.
closed captioners like me.
They don't have closed captioning on New Japan, unfortunately.
Oh, there is something called live captioning.
They do not
Where
have that as well.
James, you're
Make him say it in English. Who
no,
knows?
they you are my daddy, or anata wa watashi no papa desu,
There you go.
or
あなたは私のパパです。
Alright.
as in another wash of the balls. So it's fitting that it's Takagi. I mean, a wash your balls match.
I feel like that's something. What's the name of the company?
OnlyFans.
There you go. Kaliko, who wins the match?
It ain't Takagi ain't yelling. He doesn't look like the type of motherfucker to be like, "You're my daddy." So yeah.
You are my daddy, and what do you do?
So Takagi.
Alright. And another I'm Your Daddy match. The eighth match on the show, Kazuchika Okada versus Shuna.
All right, James. Don't lose your voice now.
Who wins, Kaliko?
Okada, it's his world at this point, man.
It's Okada's world. We're just living in it.
It pretty much. I swear to God, like that dude runs that shit. If there were ever the foundation, I could make the argument he's probably the greatest New Japan wrestler in the last 15 years.
You're not wrong about that. Not at all. Scooter. Is he wrong about that? Who wins?
Well, I mean, they really put the mighty don't kneel on the wrong people this time around. I mean, when's the last time Tony even saw his knees? No, sorry, I had to get that out. Clearly, if you think Okada is losing. You're clearly smoking crack, and I wish you would hook me up with some of it.
Well, the thing of this is, Jonah beat Okada in the G1. Any other day of the week, Jonah would be getting a title match, a a fights to challenge Okada for the contract that he
The
won.
contract, right?
Yeah, Okada said he's not doing that this year.
Well, honestly, I think Jonah's time in New Japan is coming to an end.
Well, we'll get to that in a minute. But what I'm trying to say is, if there's nothing on the line, and it's just Okada versus Jonah, and let's say, Okada wins at Wrestle Kingdom, then, he has a built-in challenger right away in Jonah. And, oh, well, Jonah has 2 wins over Okada at this point. It's instead of, a one-on-one, one-to-one level match. And it's a reason to keep Jonah around and happy so he doesn't go back to WWE.
Who says he's going to WWE?
Screw
That's the pipeline. He was somebody who Triple H favored.
My thing is this: he's not leaving New Japan with 2 wins over Okada.
Well, why not? It'll give him great reason to come back later. Imagine the mystique you could build up in Japan by being that guy. Sorry, James.
How dare you?
The man Okada couldn't beat.
Twice.
Ooh, I don't see it happening. If that didn't happen with Night, did Naito beat him twice?
Has anybody beaten Okada twice in a row?
That's my point. Like, do you see the point that I'm making?
I think the last person was his father.
Like, think about that. Like, when was the last time he lost twice in a row to somebody? Because I can make the argument he does have a tendency in his character to wrestle to the level of someone that can get got. That's not up for debate. But to get got twice in a row, it's a bitch.
But do you see New Japan saying, okay, we'll give you this winner over Okada when he wins the championship at Wrestle Kingdom, you're first in line. Stick around, don't go over there. Sign a new
Then
contract.
why wouldn't they just give him the briefcase if that's the fucking point?
But there is
Yeah.
no briefcase this time around. It's, it's Okada revenge match is essentially what it is.
Yeah, but my point is, why go through all that to give him the title shot, the first crack at the title, when you could just hold off on this match and when he wins the title, have him come out and challenge. You see what I'm saying?
Right. But
Because even when Okada wins the belt, let's say whoever wins the belt, they always have that first challenger that comes out. So what's to stop them from holding that off until New Year's?
true, but we are getting. But the thing of it is, doing it now is, well, he beat him once, but and like we were just talking, who was the last guy to beat Okada twice in a row? It built up that mystique of, can Okada actually beat this guy?
But do
And
you really think they're gonna give that mystique? And sorry to interrupt, to Jonah. They didn't give that to Naito. They didn't give that to Okada. They didn't give that to Osprey. They didn't give that to Jay White. They didn't. You see what I'm saying? Ain't no fucking way it's going to Jonah.
alright, Well, we shall see. We shall see. So, for that simple fact, I'm going with Jonah to win this match.
Jesus Christ! There you go. There you go. Why you fuck Joe?
In the main event, the IWGP World Heavyweight Championship match, Tama Tonga versus Jay White. I don't think it's gonna be any surprise if Jay White wins this match, but a little bit of history. It's been 31 years since two Gaishins have main evented Rokidodo Sumo Hall.
I
So
mean, if he's a Pacific Islander, is he still considered a gaijin?
yeah, they're both considered Gaishins.
Gaijins, because they're not of native land.
Nope.
Well, that depends on what native land you're talking about.
Native Japanese land.
Well, think of it this way. Kenta is Japanese, but he's considered a Gaijin just simply because he comes from Noah.
Yeah, that's fucked up. He's from there. He's like, I went here, bitch. Yo, shit.
But his book
If
is doing
anybody,
very well. Alright, I don't even know why I'm asking this. Scudo, who wins the match?
Uh, the concession stands. Uh, the traffic. No, Jay White clearly. I mean, but I feel we're overlooking something really important.
Like,
I mean, we're really gonna overlook a guy named Bad Dude Tito.
Big Teats.
Big T.
Yeah.
Big T. Hey, I like big teats, and I cannot lie.
New Japan does too.
I mean, bad. I mean, Bad Dude Tito, Bad Luck Fall. I mean, that writes itself. I mean, come on.
It does.
Yeah, but Jay White clearly. I mean, unless it's let's totally fuck shit up day. In which case, in which case, you know what? I'll tell you what. If Jonah wins, Tonga is going to be the first Pacific Islander IWGP champion in history. So there.
Alright. Kaliko.
If there were ever a time to pull that trigger, it would be now. But, I mean, considering that it's Jay, he's relatively new with the belt. And, yeah.
See, there's one thing here that I think may have factored into this, and that's how much Tony Khan wants to remind everybody that Kenny Omega is still there. So, do they temporarily put the belt on Tama Tonga and get Jay White off to AEW on a more permanent role?
No.
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 I could see it, but the only reason I would say Tonga has the chance, and it's an outsider's chance, because think about it. This is literally the thing he's been waiting on his whole time there since they kicked him out the Bullet Club, right? This is the one shot. If there was ever one shot, this is it.
And he did get
It's
his
8 Mile.
comeuppance against Jay White in the G1 as well.
No, I'm talking about to get the ultimate revenge, beating him, getting the title, so on and so forth, right? And honestly, if they're not going to put God together, this would be his chance to show he could be that singles guy, even though he's shown it by being in the G1 for the most part. Um, so that's the only reason, but I would say it's like 80-20 Jay White.
Right. And my thoughts on the matter is Jay White did not get on a plane, fly all the way to Japan, quarantine for 2 weeks, okay, and drive to the venue just to lose to Tamatonga. So, Tamatonga is practically from the same state as Jay White, but he got a better deal on his flight.
I
Got there
know, right?
sooner.
You know,
Oh
again,
God.
I'm wondering if Omega and the Bucks are going to be are being allowed to do something with New Japan since their suspension. Maybe this is the oh god, and now I'm seeing it. Maybe this is the official ejection of Jay White from the Bullet Club.
No.
But wouldn't Jay White be? Jay White's the leader, so why the hell would they kick him out?
Kenny would take it back.
But didn't the people that are on the side of Jay White are the ones that kicked Kenny Omega out to begin with?
And Tama, and
See, but this is why I would say they join back up with Tama.
Mm. But Tama's been doing really well as a face right now. The people really have gotten behind him.
maybe because I mean I could see it, but uh, I'm trying to think it, but I don't.
You shall see. Right.
Yeah, I don't see it, but I would think Tama would win it just off merit alone, more so than shenanigans, if he were to win it.
Yeah. Alright. I believe that will conclude our coverage of New Japan Declaration of Power. Um, if thank you for listening, and if you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, vote on YouTube and Castbox. Um, join us this Tuesday and Wednesday as we interview Kat Von Hayes and Billy Clifton. Um, and follow the show at Wrestling with Eva on Twitter and Instagram for news on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Um, and actually, support our sponsoree, Becca, as she is going for the CCW Championship against Killing King and another girl as well.
And
Um,
of course, if she wins, we're all getting replicas of those belts.
yes, absolutely. So support our sponsoree for the CC Capital Championship Wrestling event, Misery, on the 15th. Um, and of course, support our sponsors as well, Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. And you can follow me personally at JamesJ993. Where can we find Kalijo?
Oof, I am Kaliko. I'm back outside now. I got so much stuff to upload. Oh God,
And of
do
course,
those
of,
things, the stories, them tangs. But we'll get to that later.
where can we find Scooter?
Of course, you can find me in my stand-up residency once again at Camp Lejeune. Free water for everybody that shows up. You might not want to drink it though. And of course, follow me on Twitter at ScooterDust. And of course, as we mentioned earlier, James, me, and Ryan Dust hosting the Remix on YouTube, a premium audio companion experience for all your authentic commentary needs for WWE premium live events. And in just about a little more than 48 hours, uh, witness my journey into Dungeons and Dragons begin, along with Rico Constantino Jr. and the rest of the Smoking Dragons clan. Twitch.tv/Smoking Dragons. And yes, I will roll for a perception check.
Right. Until a couple hours when you hear us for the remix. For Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, and James Shane, this has been Wrestling with Entertainment.
Did I
Kind
say
of like
fuck
winning
CM
that.
Punk before?
Hey guys, this is Brutal Bob Evans from Hangs with Bob Seminars and TheWrestleLife.com, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.